Welcome to Unbiased and on the Fence. I'm Shane. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the Power of 8 at 8 on Saturday with Eileen. How are you doing, Eileen?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
I was saying before the show, I was a little bit tired. I just couldn't fall asleep last night. It was one of those nights where I was like, hurry up and sleep. You got to get up at 8:30, and it's like 5.
That's funny that it's like whenever you have to get up, it seems that, your body doesn't want to go to sleep. It's like,
That's how it was like traveling out to Usetti. I knew I had a couple of planes to catch, and I had like 4 hours to sleep. Could I fall asleep? Heck no. And then traveling back, I was out till 3 in the morning, packed till 4, and we were up at 6. So I was laying there going, should I even bother falling asleep for 2 hours?
You lose 2 hours going back.
Yeah, it's
right?
actually...
Or no, for you it was 3 hours, wasn't it?
3, yeah.
Wow.
But I wound up even because I went out there and then I came back, so I equaled out.
Yeah, you gained a few on the way, but lost on the way back.
Yep. So I might do a really mellow meditation tonight because I'm feeling a little draggy, but I'm well. I feel well. I just feel like I couldn't sleep last night in my head and my mind, and
I'm interested to hear what other people have been, because I dealt with that last week where I was just waking up a lot, no reason,
just waking up
a lot and not feeling awake, still feeling super groggy, and I'm like, why am I awake? It's not like I had to go to the bathroom or anything. You just kind of wake up and
for no reason at all.
Yeah.
See, I wonder if that's something Schumann resonance related, cosmic gamma ray related, or energy in your body and your development related. I'm
totally right with you on that whole thing. It's like so many factors that
involved in a given body.
Totally.
We have got the coolest photos tonight. I have to say that Jon Binnie, whom everybody knows for writing a song a day, he got the most magical footage, didn't he? I've seen it on like all the channels that went there with us.
Yeah, it's incredible.
He got the lighting up on the bottom of the mountain of the light. He got the hands disappearing.
I barely got any of those lights, and it happened quite a bit. But I wanted to tell anybody planning on a trip to Usetti, and you don't have any expensive equipment, you just got regular stuff, you really want to try to get as much as you can when the sun's going down, because your phone can still see the mountain. Even though it's dark, it can still see it, so it can focus. But what happens is once it gets so dark, it just sits there and it tries to focus.
Oh, and it can't focus.
And then and then you have to, most people don't know how to do this, but you can go in there and you can put it on manual focus and you can focus it manually, but it's still pretty difficult if there's nothing lit up to focus it on.
And there's nothing out there. There's a dark mountain. We're waiting for bright lights to light
up.
His best shots were at dusk, at sunset. Don't you think, his videos?
Yeah. But after that, the videos don't work. You have to, like I was having to leave the shutter open on the camera to catch anything once it was dark,
Well, he put up the raw footage today. So we should drop a link to that in this video because we're going to pull out all the stills we've pulled out of his raw video footage. I did anyway, except for Pete's. I actually screenshot Pete and Dan from Talk is Cheap putting up photos of you and me with orbs, but I didn't ask them, but since they're borrowing your footage and Jon Binnie's footage, I didn't think they'd mind if we showed Pete's.
Oh, no, damn, orbs. Okay, no.
And he said he brought out an old digital camera. I lost mine. I wish I had it because apparently that takes better orb photos, like you get them all in the field, than all these new phones with super cameras on them. They just don't catch the orbs as well. That's what he said.
Let me ask you this. Did you find that, I know in the one picture, I guess we'll just discuss it when we get to it, but there was one picture in here, in this grouping. Let me line this up for the
So this is all from Jon Binnie's video. I put it through KindMaster on my Android, and then I take a screenshot in the video editor of the still. so that we can look at them as photos instead of moving images, because those things move so fast.
I got you. And this is what we're looking at here, something that streaked right across the whole frame. And
Yeah, we get a lot of those. There was one for you and me when we arrived, and then there were a few that night in the field after the thunderstorm. And I don't know what that is. That could be an orb, or it could be a light up bug. You know, I mean, I'm not going to like say every single thing we see is an orb, but we're going to see pictures tonight, guys, that are definitely orbs. You'll just know.
Wow,
Now that I find a bit odd, that one, because it's so big and wide.
And defined, yeah.
And then if you carry on, it actually goes on her right butt cheek. And she kept saying she was getting like, she could feel a young Yeti or Bigfoot like smack her butt and run away. And she'd turn around and she'd look and there'd be nothing there. So
that
we
looks
find
like a smack, doesn't it?
We found it kind of funny that only she got those kind of massive orbs on her body.
Well, there was someone else though that from the 4th of July event that got goosed by a little Yeti. So I think it was probably the same one. So when she told me the story, I'm like, wow, somebody else reported that, because I saw it. I think Edge of Wonder or one of those shows.
I didn't see that. That would be so cool, because she told us as soon as we arrived, right? We were out in the field with her, and she said, I keep getting a pat on my bottom, and I turn around and there's nothing there but air.
Right.
And they didn't pat my bottom. So, you know, obviously somebody's, you know, a young Yeti interested in a young, attractive human girl. Okay, here's Nancy with one of hers shooting down, and can you see the green in the middle and the pink at the bottom?
That's wild.
We got a lot of pink, purple, a little bit of blue, and lots of green in that field. So these are the photos where we just went out into the field after a huge thunderstorm where it downpoured, and there were only 4 of us, and we walked out. Eventually we walked out as far as we could go to the fence line before Mount Adams. And we just had this like plasma roll in, which to our eyes looked a little bit yellow and blurry on the ground, and to the camera looks a little more green and a little more purple.
And that's what this is here?
Yeah, where like her ankles are kind of blurring out a little bit, and you can see the yellow at the bottom, and then we get these flashes of light. Some of them would be our cameras taking a picture, but that one wasn't. And we go, was that lightning? Was that lightning? And we couldn't find the source of lightning. And it wound up, okay, now, is that a classic? If you go back one, isn't that a classic round see-through orb? If you want to like zoom in on it, yeah, you're good at this. My picture goes wonky when I zoom in. I lose it, and I'm like, where'd it go?
That's interesting.
So
I think this is the one that did slow motion in my video, I think.
Yeah, Nancy, we didn't get a lot of her hands and feet disappearing, but we got loads of orbs around Not So Fancy Nancy and Jon Binnie's.
So that's 3 frames this orb zips by.
Yeah. There was a 4th, but it was so similar to this one that I didn't want to like double up on the...
But I even see colors in that one.
Do you?
Some greens and pinks. Purples here on the edge.
It's like a perfect circle, you know, and then when it moves, it turns into a tic-tac. That's a bright light. If you look at that, to say that that's like a fly would be like, what kind of a fly is that bright white, like sunlight, you know?
Right. Yeah, I don't see anything being that defined and then not being
like a grasshopper, a wing.
Yeah, because there was one where it looked like one of those famous Rod pictures, but it was a moth, and I saw it while I was.
See the wings, huh?
I was watching it when it took the picture, and I could tell, you know, a moth flew by as I was taking it, but it ended up looking like one of those Rod pictures where it's like,
I know what you mean,
spirally rod, you know, those ones in it. So
now that, if you zoom in, it looks like smoke. And we got a lot of smoke off the field when we were in the plasma. We went in the plasma. You can see the smoke on Jon Binnie's original footage, and his videos just rolls in at him. But we weren't seeing it because we didn't have the light on. And
that green is strange.
I know, and that's what our hands would disappear in. Like as soon as that like dissipated all around us, we'd put our hands in it, and then we'd see bones on our fingers, and then the bones would disappear, which was much more pleasant. than looking at
Right.
skeleton bones. It's much nicer to be invisible. It was like, oh, okay,
Right.
I can cope with no hands, but please, I don't want to see skeleton fingers. You
Well, you know,
know?
one of the things that comes to mind is when they had the Philadelphia experiment where that ship
Yes.
phased out, and they
Yes.
talked about a green smoke like
Did
that
they?
appeared. Yeah,
I
like
just remember they said when it phased back in, people were stuck in the hull. Like they
yeah,
tried to break up the atoms and then re-put the atoms together, but they mixed up the ship and the people atoms together.
right. Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
I didn't
But I
know they
do
had green
remember.
smoke.
Yeah, it was. They talked about. I guess for it was the people that weren't on the ship. They were talking about what it looked like from the external view. You know, when the ship disappeared.
I hope you can hear me. I've got a thunderstorm above me. Did we
Well,
lose
I'm wondering.
Shane?
I think my
I don't
mic.
know who we lost, but I got an earful of static and thunder is cracking above me.
Is it okay now though?
So I'm gonna go to the chat
You
and
can't
see
hear
what
me?
you guys are saying because I've got my phone here
Oh, you
just
can't
for
hear
that
me.
reason.
She can't hear me. Oh, it muted for some reason. That's
Oh, did
weird.
you hear that static?
Oh, it must have muted. That's weird.
Did you hear
Okay.
it?
No, I didn't hear it.
It was like crackling static, super loud. Did you guys hear it in the chat by any chance?
Yeah, yep. What the heck? Did you all hear that?
Static? I've got my phone here. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Got double sound.
okay.
Yes, I got
Hopefully,
Michelle's
okay,
opinions.
it's all clear
Wisdom
now.
of the
All
lunar
good.
rays, go kart. Hey guys, Shiny Roberts. I'm going to show pictures of you. Did you see those pictures at the beginning of the show? I'm
Yeah,
asking
something
Shiny.
malfunctioned, but I think we're good now.
Okay.
Actually. Okay, so okay.
Poor Shiny. I never said, "Hey, can I show pictures of you?" But I know. She's like, "Yeah, yeah, you can show pictures of me in
There's
the
another one. You can
disappearing."
see how it gets thicker down here in this
It
spot.
gets thicker at the bottom. And that's very smoky. Do you see it
Yeah.
different to Nancy's
Yeah.
orb?
Right here, that's very, very smoky.
Now, of course,
It's like a
it,
beam of smoke.
it's like a beam of smoke. And if you look at the fingers, you just have to look at the left fingers and the right fingers. That's all I'm asking. Zoom in on both hands. There I'm standing square. This is my proof that in the vortex, there were 4 of us who saw our hands disappear and our faces disappear. We never checked out Shiny's ankles because she was in flip flops. Look at that. It's like 2 long fingers and a thumb that's starting to turn into a white bone.
That's creepy.
I know it is creepy. So, guys, Nancy, if you're sleeping alone tonight, she hates scary stuff. But most of us are like pretty brave. Okay, look at like the fingers looking like a
Yeah.
twig.
Yeah, that doesn't look right at
I'm
all.
standing straight on, guys. I'm not holding one hand far away and one close.
If
That's,
anything, this hand should be closer, judging by your feet, maybe a tiny bit, but it looks
yeah.
further away than.
So, guys, did you zoom in on the little twigs? Because it's going to get worse.
Oh, it
This
is.
is how you disappear in plasma. And I'm telling you, it's not scary and it's not painful. So your hands are still there. You just can't see them. They're in
That's
another
weird.
dimension. It gets even weirder. Wait till you see
That
the
almost
last.
looks like the bone thing going on because you're seeing it go all the way into the palm like you do a bone, not
Well,
finger.
I feel like the baby fingers disappeared and you're seeing like in the hand.
Oh, there. Okay, so you're twisting.
Yeah, I'm
But
twisting.
even there,
I'm doing Ho'oponopono. Thank you, I love you. Thank you, I love you. Thank you, I love you. I'm doing Ho'oponopono prayers. Now the fingertips get a little bony on that
that's
side.
weird. Oh my
See,
god.
this is my proof. We don't need proof in our community, but once in a while.
Look, that looks like straight bones over there.
Oh, that's crazy.
That looks like just the bones.
That's insane. And if you
Look,
look,
it's even perfectly white. Like the like over here, you can see it's pink. But over here,
okay,
look
so
at
I'm
that.
wearing Shiny's white cotton blanket because I gave my sweater to Michelle. We all traded. And go back. If you look at the draping of the blanket on the side that still has a hand, it drapes down. And on the side where the hand has disappeared in the plasma or something holding my hand, like a plasma being might have held my hand, it's
Mhm.
pulled up. The draping it goes up towards what? I don't know. But it's not draping down. Look at the sleeve.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That shouldn't be poking out that
That should not
direction.
be poking up there. So either the sleeve is missing. What the rain?
Are you still there?
Florida to Oklahoma. Can you hear me?
Yeah, let me see if it muted again. For some reason, every time it malfunctions, it mutes.
Okay, I
Can you
just get
hear
an
me?
earful of static. Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know what the heck's up with that.
I
Okay,
just wanted to
sorry, you
show you in
guys.
John's picture, his left hand, like mine, is starting to disappear more than the right one. It's something on that side had more of the plasma vortex than the other side of us. See?
It's so weird.
His hand is not in his pocket. His hands are in front of him. They're all doing qi gong dances like James Gilliland taught everybody. I missed that. I probably slept through it.
Looks like he's busting a move like Dustin here.
Dustin, we got to get you out in the vortex. Now, not only does he have a big orb on the back of his head, see that? I sent you that one as your photos.
Oh, look at his fingers all blending and
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Strange. Let me zoom in on it. Wow, that's like.
I've got a picture for you where they completely disappear, where his hands are gone.
That's strange.
Now, his didn't turn bony like mine. Mine turned into. Oh, I just wanted to show you. That is the orb cloud that Jon Binnie caught on his camera. Do you see the green on the left of the light? That's somebody else taking a picture of us.
Okay, so the green
Who
and then the
caught
pink.
the look at the smoke in front of their camera. That might have been what they saw shooting down in front of us.
You talking about this green here? Oh, can you not hear me?
Although that appears to actually.
Sorry, you couldn't hear me. Okay, are you talking about this green?
Yeah.
Okay.
And purple on the other side.
Right. It's wild.
That's literally somebody's camera, and we're standing in the field in front of it.
Okay, and that's what this next one is?
Yeah.
Okay, that's me and you right there, I think.
That's us. That's where you caught somebody caught on your camera, whoever you gave your Otsko, did she take your camera and take that picture of us standing in the field with the big orb shooting down?
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Okay, now we're into Pete's from Talk is Cheap, Pete and Dan.
Yeah.
Like, were you thinking that was funny? Like, we just look ridiculous there. And look, Sherry's coming up. Jon Binnie's coming up.
But
And
look
then
they've got something over their faces. Green.
that's like plasma. And if you go far, there's a being in there that isn't there. If you zoom in,
This?
yeah, there's like no child there.
What the heck is that?
Exactly. I think that's why he showed that one, because it's just a shadow. Bit of green. I can see some green around it.
Oh wait, I see some dark underneath it too. Looks like light and dark down here.
But if
see
you
that?
zoom in 100% on it, there's no facial features, no arms. Unless that's how people turn out in the dark. Maybe there's somebody way in the field. Got kind of a Geppetto Pinocchio nose sticking out. Do you see that?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. Little head.
See, I can almost see a dark, like a body and maybe feet or shoes. Or
So do you think that's a person in the field in the dark, or do you think that's like a visitor? Because I think it's like on the path. It's like close to us.
Oh, hold on a second. Is that little girl? Is that her?
Do you think so? Do you think that's how she turned out in the plasma? Go ahead and zoom in on it. If she's like just a few feet away.
There was another little girl with her. Do you remember what she was
Yep.
wearing?
Yep.
Whoever this is, they look like they're wearing dark clothing. Okay, so this is amazing because this little girl was right about here in our picture.
Yep. And look at
And
all those
then,
orbs that he caught on a digital camera, an old-fashioned digital film camera, not a phone. Look at the double orb on your right in front of your leg.
yeah, it's amazing.
And I lost my digital camera. I wish I had it. I guess you could probably still buy one, but apparently they take great orb pictures.
Ooh, that looks like a head there. Look
I
at
see
that one.
faces. Do you see eyes and nose? Do you see an eyes and nose in that one?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
like
that's all the way.
fingers,
Yeah, right
fingers.
here.
Yeah,
That looks
yeah,
like a hand, like a fist almost.
yeah.
That's wild.
So
Actually,
Shane and I were standing in the field with first with James and then with a couple of people calling in the orbs,
that's
going, "Come
almost
on,
face
Orby!"
color. Look at this. Eyes and a nose and the
Kind of
hair on
pink.
top. Yeah, that looks like you're just seeing a little section of a face. You know, like
Yep,
maybe you can't even see the mouth. That's like the nose and the eye and hair on the top, and then it's getting cut off. Look at this one.
I know. That's like the phantom mask, like the whole mask. That's like a
Yeah.
nose, two eyes, cheeks,
Teenage
but
Mutant
no
Ninja
chin.
Turtle.
Yeah, that looks like a friendly smiley face. That is a very funny smiley face.
Yeah.
Bit scary funny. Oh, look at that orb by your hand. Like it's got whorls in it. It's like it's got the spokes of like what's that called? The swastika.
Yeah.
Like it's spinning.
It almost reminds me of that one cymatic design that you see on a lot of
Hmm.
the Anunnaki stuff, where it's like looks like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
yeah. Isn't that for Saturn with like 8 spokes on it?
And they're kind of wavy coming out of it.
They're kind of
And
wavy.
yeah, that kind
That's
of reminds
big,
me of
and
that.
that's like right there, right by your hand.
Yeah, it almost looks like I'm holding it.
So I'm wondering if the orbs or interdimensional beings are touching our hands when our hands disappeared in the vortex in the plasma field. If that's why you couldn't see our hands anymore, because something like an orb went all over it.
I got a little trail of them around this little girl.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, it
got.
looks like they're getting smaller, like
They're following her. They're
yeah.
further away.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So
I
you just need an
know.
older camera for this, huh?
Yeah, I feel like I want to go
Is
buy
this
a
the same
digital
picture?
camera.
It's the
Is it?
same
I
thing.
think so. Did I put it up? Did I send it to you twice? A little different, maybe. I don't know. Maybe the same.
Oh, let me look at that one with the face again. No,
That
it's a
is
little bit different, it looks
so
like.
peachy. Oh, I see a skull next to it. Go back to the peach. You want to see if you can see a skull below it, right where your marker is, right where your.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, it's like two big eyes, top of a
Yeah,
skull, cheeks.
yeah. Same way with that one. I see a skull. That's a happy face, like an eye and a
That
mouth
is a
kind of
happy face.
diagonal.
And who knows? They might just be mimicking us. They might
Another
be going,
one. Look,
they're,
they're all
oh yeah,
turned
smiley
angled.
faces.
Look, it's angled the same way.
That's a really happy one at the top.
Yeah.
So if they're like interdimensional, maybe they've sensed that we have skulls and then they kind of mimic and copy us.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, this is an interesting looking one here. It's almost like a bubble.
Yep.
Very interesting.
And those were for Dan from Pete. He put him who's with Dan on Talk is Cheap.
Yeah, the K2D4 network.
K2D4 network.
This is
There we go.
amazing.
That's Sandy next to James. You abandoned me to go look at your camera. You're like, let me see what you caught. Let me see what you caught. Remember?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Look at,
oh, that's a good one. And I'm looking at you checking out your camera. And
look at
there's
all of those
loads of
orbs.
orbs. Loads.
That is just amazing.
That was amazing. And none of us would have caught this if he didn't bring his digital camera.
Isn't that
Which is not a
strange
phone.
that I took images right at the same time and it didn't pick up any of those? It picked
I
up
don't know
something
why.
completely different.
Why don't our phone cameras pick up orbs? That's a little disappointing to me.
These up here are really interesting.
Those,
Look at that. They just look
yeah,
like little ghost eyes.
they do actually.
I
Oh, there's
don't
some
know.
cool patterns in some of them.
That's amazing. Look how it looks like it's shining. Like it's three-dimensional looking,
Yeah, it's got like a shine on the top left
Yeah.
that the others don't,
And they both do.
and they both do. So there's a
So it's
light.
like they're sharing a light source and
Yeah,
that's wild.
unbelievable. I love them. Super cool.
Okay, let me move along here. Sorry, I'm just so
No,
interested in
I
all
could spend all night. And then he put up that one too, where when the people go away, the orbs go away. They like to play with people. They like to be around people.
Yeah, I noticed whenever the kids were around, it seemed like they were around more too. And I've seen that with pets too.
Yep, yep. And pets can see them.
Look how this actually looks like it has a little tail or something off of it. You see that?
Yep,
Two
I
little.
do. I do. Thanks for sharing, so I can see the same screen as everybody else. Ooh, what's that underneath it?
This?
Yeah, what
It
is
looks.
that?
It looks like a compression artifact, but it almost looks like your dog.
Oh my God, that's too funny. Remember when
Doesn't
I
it?
got my dog in the elevator at the
Yeah, that's what
Stanley?
it
And I'm
looks
like, well,
like
maybe
to
my
me.
dog was sleeping and was following me around the Stanley.
I wonder if people can see that. I can see this
That
being
looks
hard to make
just like
out.
Parker.
Oh, you see it? Okay.
Yes. I mean, that looks like
I
my
can
little
even see the
Yorkie.
hair and the little
Little
ear and
ears, little nose.
yeah,
I have
that's
two though, and I
amazing.
have a Pommy Poo who's very codependent. Let me put it that way. If I leave, it's like,
Mm,
oh my God, the stress.
yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so I guess that's it, right?
Was that all of our Orby pictures?
That's it.
Because
Okay,
I
so I'm
pulled
gonna
up, and
switch
I
to
think I
you
need to
now.
send these to you just so you have them in your record, right?
Right?
Okay. So I pulled up the ones. God, I hope I do a good job with this because you're so good with this. I just didn't have time to send them all today.
Oh
I
no, it's
just
fine.
got in. So let's see, which one do I want to start with? Because I pulled them all up and I put them on my screen. Okay, so I guess I will start with Shiny, who
Okay,
is in
you
the
gotta
room.
share. You gotta share screen.
Okay, I'm going to share screen, guys. I'm just slow. Got it.
Okay.
You're fast. You're Speedy Gonzalez. Share.
Bam.
And
Perfect.
it says I am sharing. So am I?
Yep. Perfect.
And can you put it up for me so I can see what I'm sharing?
It's just gonna be your screen.
Oh, okay, there we go. So I will blow her up. Hey, Shiny. So here you got a twofer, what my dad would call a two for one. You got an orb streaming down in front of her, and you have her ankles disappearing, which and her fingers and her hands, which I think Ronnie noticed, and Polar Bear stairs. So I didn't notice the ankles. I put up little videos on my channel, and they're like, "Hey, what happened to her ankles in this photo?" And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh, it's
"Thanks
almost
for
like just her bones, isn't it?
it's just bones." Especially this one. Look.
Shiny, what's up with that?
What's up with that? Her bone isn't even touching the foot.
Oh my gosh.
The shoe's
Are you
gone.
able to zoom in at all on that?
I can if you're patient. You're so I wish I'd sent these to you. You're so good at it. Okay, I think I can manage. There's her fingers like trailing off
Yeah.
into the plasma. So we were in a giant plasma cloud.
What? Look at that.
Thank you. So, hello world, we have proof that we really did disappear in the plasma vortex because we told the story. You got John and Shiny in the morning to tell you the story. I did it in the evening for the power of 8, but we didn't have the video proof. And thanks to Jon Binnie, his video is just full of this.
Oh my gosh, that's
Look
so
at that.
weird.
Can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
And I think that's an orb. Maybe that's a giant orb that we're looking through so we can't see her foot anymore. Do you ever think of that?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. That's weird.
And
Looks like
then
she's got wooden
maybe
legs with
like
little shoes on them.
yeah, and maybe they grabbed our hands a little bit so you couldn't see her fingers. And then there's a nice little orb flying down in front of her chest. See?
Yeah.
So I'll do the next one because I've got the disappearing body parts I've promised people to show tonight. Here's another one of Shiny. Here we go. Do them one at a time. Look at her hand. Again, that side of our bodies seem to take the most hit of orbs. Do you see what's going on tonight? You guys. Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Can you hear me?
Hey, Michelle. 3, Dead, Go-Kart, Jennifer, Shiny, Michelle's Opinions,
I can hear you. I wonder why you
Shiny,
can't hear me.
Daniel. Am I saying it right? Ba-da-dum-bum-bum. MS, Sam, 66, okay. I did say Shiny, Roberts, Miranda. Can anybody hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron. Hey, Aaron. Anybody I missed? Hello, Sandy Bangs. Hey, Bruce. Okay, I'm going down to see if you guys can hear me. Yes, okay, you guys can hear me. Can anybody hear Shane? Have we lost him? I'll just
I
show you
think.
my pictures until he pops back. I can hear you, Frank. Yay, Frank.
Yeah,
Which
they can
Frank and
hear me.
Callie, who
They
is
can
Frank
hear
too.
you.
Thanks, guys. So look
You.
at Shiny's face disappearing. And again, the hands on this side of our bodies tend to disappear the most. So this is from midnight to 3 a.m. because most of our body would just disappear. And then we could see right through our heads and right through our hands. And we got to catch some of it. So look at that. Look, no heel, no leg. Okay. I sure can. They told me they can
Okay.
hear me and I should keep going.
Yeah, yeah, you're good. We can hear
Okay.
you. They can hear you. They just. I don't know
Oh,
what's the deal, but
why will keep losing you? I thought I was getting lost maybe.
I don't know.
So did we do all of Shiny? Did we do her back ankles yet? I don't think so. So you said that is a bug, the one that's like a rod you think is like a moth?
Yeah, well, it wasn't the one that I took before. I think
Okay.
you were actually in it, but it looked a little more defined than that one, so I'm not sure.
I mean maybe it is. Look. It certainly isn't like the smoke one, is it? Which is
Mm-mm.
big, smoky. There's no pinks and purples in it, so maybe that's how we tell a bug with wings, huh? It's like choppy.
Right.
Now here's her ankles from behind. Look at that one.
That's wild.
Look at this one. Did you get to see the bit with her face disappearing on the last one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the plasma field that we're playing in. Okay, there's her hands with purple in front of it gone. And these hands are okay, which is her left hand. No. Yeah, it's her left hand. And her right hand's disappearing. Did you notice that one side of our bodies in all of us tend to disappear more than the other side?
Yeah.
Do you think that's like being in the fog of plasma to another dimension or an interdimensional being holding our hands?
That's a very good question because that really looks like her hand's gone over there.
Yeah. So is something, do you see the purple? Should I
Yeah.
go in? Do you want me to go in a little bit? You just tell me
Yeah.
what to do.
That'd be
Like how
good.
far? It's
Yeah.
purple.
That's wild.
Something's holding her hand. And we felt no pain and we weren't scared and we were dancing and laughing. And the more we goofed off, the more of the effect we got of disappearing body parts.
It's almost
Nothing.
like you were shifting your vibration.
Yeah. To match the fog, the plasma
Mm-hmm.
field.
And it was more and more aware. You were more and more aware of it the higher your vibration was, maybe.
I'll tell you what, you couldn't see any fog on the field. It was more like lit up plasma, like plasma clouds.
Excuse me.
So, okay, we did shiny. Let me show you me and we'll save John for the end because his hands completely disappear. So you think that could be a moth because it's
Yeah, it
got the
could
jiggy
be.
jaggy.
Could be. Not sure.
Here's where my third eye lights up.
Oh, yeah.
And then here's where a normal hand, and then look at those fingers, starts to disappear. I don't need to zoom in on it because it gets even better. If I carry on, I'll get you even better ones than that one.
All right.
Here we go. Okay, look at that. I think we saw that in your photo with the orb.
Yeah, that's the one we saw because it had that
Okay.
orb on the left there.
I've got some more that I hope I don't send you duplicates when I do send them, but who knows? Okay, this one I don't think you've seen. Do you see that one, Shane?
Wow, yeah.
Okay. I see most of my fingers there.
Yeah.
right? And then look at that. What the heck? What is that? Isn't that crazy? I mean, I feel like this is proof of the vortex field. And lots of light on the brow. Let's see if he's back.
Yep.
Oh, good. I get kind of an earful of static. So what is that on my hand?
Looks like the Grim Reaper's hand or something.
Oh my God. I wasn't scared at all. At all. But it was kind of nice when you can see this blackness here. It was much more pleasant when our hands phased out completely. And our faces did as well. And we felt a little happier being invisible with just our clothes. That's a cotton blanket, 100% cotton. And it's still there. I mean, it was nicer to look at nothing than to look at little, bones.
Mm.
So you phase out, we phased out in the plasma in stages. First would go the flesh, and then would go the bones, which it all went at once, you know?
Yeah, somebody's saying, look at your throat.
Yes, my throat chakra, and then my brow chakra. And I'm only praying. I'm just doing Ho'oponopono. Okay, I'll keep moving along. I'm a little slow. I hope you guys are okay with this.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, and here we carry on. It's like this is the order of photos. Look at that hand. Don't look at my eyes because the flash is on. So our eyes look like yours and mine in that picture.
Yeah.
Is this the one where you went? Look, there's an outline to the blanket.
Yeah.
Fingers starting to stretch. That's a real light up on the throat chakra.
No necklace or anything?
No. This one.
You think it's that high though?
No, because that's more here. I don't know.
That's like a choker. It's up pretty high.
That's like a choker. That's like here. If you can still see me, you probably can't.
No, can't see you.
Look at that hand. Look, Shane.
That's wild. It's like lost all the color and everything.
That's the bones. Because I'm telling you, I saw bones. I'm like, ooh, I got fingery bones. I got white bones. And look at this. Whatever's holding my hand is making the... Okay, I'll get to the really freaky one.
It almost looks like the thumb side, the cloth is moving up too. Did you see that on your...
What do you think? On the bottom or the top?
Yeah, see the...
Well, here you can see it's missing. Some of the cloth is missing. Something's holding my hand.
But it looks like it's pulling
right?
it up.
Because look, the cloth...
Doesn't it?
It definitely kept pulling the cloth up.
Right.
The blanket up. That one too, you mean?
I meant up on top of your hand.
There?
It looked like it was... On the top.
Oh.
See how it looks like the blanket's kind of going up? Right,
yeah, look
right
at
up.
that.
That's...
Don't you think some of the blanket's missing?
Yeah, it looks like it. That's weird.
So, okay. Got an even better one. It's super freaky. It's like the freakiest of all the photos. If you guys don't think this is freaky, just wait. I think this is it. Okay. We will zoom in and take a look at these hands.
It's not letting you zoom in.
Where'd my zoom go? Is that zoom?
See if you can double click it.
Okay.
The actual picture.
Oh, look at this.
It's not letting you zoom in no more though still, huh? That's weird.
Can you see those fingers?
What the heck? It looks like you're holding something.
I gotta zoom in. I'm just gonna try it again. I'm gonna put it down. And maybe I got too many pictures up, do you think?
Maybe, yeah. You
like
close
freaking out my laptop. got a touch screen. Yes. There. I forgot I got a touch screen. He's got to come back. Okay, I know. Weird. That's my
Can you
whole
hear me?
hand. And you can kind of see in front of it
No?
like a red or purple orb. Maybe bones. I don't know. Something's like holding my hand and pulling this up, see? And he's
That's what
yeah,
I was saying before, the way it looks like it's pulling the cloth up.
it is, isn't it? Look. I mean, I guess that could be my thumb. We don't know because so much of the hand is gone. That doesn't even look like fingers anymore. Do you guys think that looks like fingers?
No, not at all. That looks weird.
Holy moly. Do you guys feel, Shane, do you feel like this is proof that the story we told was
Oh, yeah.
actually captured on film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you
And
wish
look,
you had one of those digital cameras?
yes. But thank God Jon Binnie put the video on so we could catch this because look, there's green here. Do you see the green?
Yeah.
And no baby finger? Yeah, there's just two fingers. I'm holding, like, maybe like interdimensional beings came and held each of one of my hands. There's the light again. So I guess it could be from the chain. We don't know. That was like the coolest photo, I thought, was that one. And I think that's the same as this one. Yep. Okay, so here's Jon's. Let's find Jon. Okay, dancing in the vortex, goofing off. We're all laughing and giggling and dancing. So it happened more and more and more. And this is his fingers starting to disappear, always on this side. Okay, and then there'll be another one. Okay. You can see his hand disappearing even more. It always affects this side of our body more than this side of our body. So the vortex field is here. And we must have had like half of our body more in it than the other half. We didn't know that. And then finally, please be the one. Yep. I got to get Shane's analysis of this photo. I know his hands are moving,
Can
but
you
they're
hear me?
disappearing. Yep, now I can. What do you
Okay.
think?
That's pretty weird. Yeah, it looks like they're moving, but
Shouldn't they still be a little pink?
gosh, it's hard to say without knowing how fast he was moving them. But why
There.
isn't his.
There. That's one hand.
Wow. Was this a still of a video?
It's a still of a video. Every single one that I've showed you tonight is a still captured by a video. But here you go with the green and the purple.
Yeah.
Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Where his hand should be.
It's so wild. Yeah, you
And
guys are definitely picking something up.
here's the
Amazing.
lightness of his face. So I would think the streaks would be a little bit more pink, peachy like skin. And remember, we were seeing trailers. Everything we did, we saw in stop motion. I find that kind of interesting. It's like smoke. You want me to go further in?
No, that looks good. It looks kind of like a cloudy. It
Smoke.
just, yeah, it looks like smoke.
And his arm, smoke. Of course, it's black, so it's harder to differentiate. We're super zoomed in, and there's the other smoke. Smoky hand.
That's wild. He's probably asleep now, isn't he? Is John?
He knew we were going to do this, so he'll definitely watch the video when he wakes up because he gets up early, doesn't he? Well,
Yeah.
he's got young kids. Weekend. I'm going to send all of these to you, so you'll have your archive. I put a load on your forum,
Mm-hmm.
but not all of them because I pulled a bunch of them today for tonight's show.
Yeah, and I'll put that new Jon Binnie raw footage.
Yeah, that's what I pulled them from.
Because I saw that I got the notification for it, but I was traveling. I didn't get to actually.
Something's going on.
Yeah.
So that's it, guys. And I feel like we don't have to offer proof. I'll stop screen sharing if you like, so we can be normal. We don't have to prove anything because we believe each other, right?
Absolutely.
But you had 4 people telling this story. And I'm sure people there were like, well, we want to believe that you disappeared in the vortex, but how often do you come out of something with physical proof? It doesn't happen very often with metaphysical things. You don't often get the physical evidence to go with your story, you know?
And you can even see how it was still a little different what was captured on camera from what you guys experienced, because the movements
Were stop motion,
right.
trailing. And when we saw ourselves disappear, we disappeared 100%. We saw right through our faces, right through our hands to the ground.
That's wild. That's amazing that you caught any of it, though, really.
Jon
Because,
did. Thank you so much, Jon, for just turning your video on for a few minutes to catch each of us in this. And it wasn't even foggy. That's what a plasma field is like. It looks kind of normal, but then you start to sparkle and you start to see trailers, so you know you're in something different.
yeah.
And then you don't feel your body disappearing. You don't feel scared. You don't feel pain. You just feel, we were kind of giddy. We were just like having fun. And I think it was Polar Bear Stare said, do you think that's like a primer for the event? Because if the event is a plasma field, then it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. You don't have to do anything. You just stand there and boom, you're gone. You know, it just takes
Yeah.
you.
And that would sort of go with the wave, you know, the rainbow wave coming through. Because in the daytime, there's no telling what that looks like, right?
Well, wouldn't a rainbow wave be kind of like the green and purple plasma field?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that give you the idea of a rainbow rolling in?
Yeah.
And I think the plasma fields, the vortex is according to James Gilliland, is a vortex to another dimension. He said that is a place out there that people have very unusual experiences. However, he said what you and I were saying today, you can't go into the field and say, I'll believe it when I see it. You have to go in the field totally believing it, and then what, you see it when you believe it. Is that it?
Yeah.
Did I do it right? Is that the right
Yeah.
order?
Yeah, because we typically hear that, you know, I'll see it, I'll believe it when I see it, but it's really the other way around.
It's the other
Because
way
you can have
around.
yeah, and there was even like, you know, they had, I think they were saying how like when the Spanish Inquisition like arrived on ships, they didn't see them because
I heard that.
they
They
just
didn't
don't,
know what a ship looked like.
right, the whole coast is clear terminology, you know. It's like it was clear for them because they didn't know to look for a ship, and we've got ships in the sky we don't know to look for. So I
Yeah.
mean, we can see something out of the corner of our eye fly by. We'll think it's an insect. We'll think it's a bird. We'll think it's something. You won't even pay attention to it. And I've noticed I've been doing that with orbs, in light and shadowy figures and things like that. You
You're
just
seeing
think you
more
see
now.
something. Yeah,
Since
and
you
you
got back
realize.
from Massetti?
Well, yeah, well, that's already been increasing, but I'd say definitely just general things have increased. Just knowing that they're there makes it to where you can see more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're open to it. You change your vibration. So if
Yeah.
you run out into this field, which is the field, it's the field. They can hear me. He's back. If you run into the field where all this stuff happens, UFOs, Yeti, plasma disappearing, the vortex, and you say, okay, your vibration is so low that even if they're around you, they're probably like, well, how are we going to show you if
Right.
you don't believe? But when you do believe and you're open to miracles and you run into the field and you go, I totally believe this is a miraculous place, miracles happen all the time, then you allow them to happen. You allow yourself to see them.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Totally
you're
agree with
muted.
that. You can't hear me?
Oh, I can't hear you.
Okay, 1 second.
We brought some orbs home. No, no, no. Go back to your field. We don't want to take them out of their
All right,
environment.
how's that? Did that come
Good.
through? So I
Yeah.
have to just reset everything. I have no idea. I guess my sound card is freaking out or something.
Wow. Well, I've got thunder above me and lightning,
Could be. I don't know.
but you just
Entities?
go like we're
Sorry,
on the
guys. I
moon.
don't hear anything about it. So if you can let me know right when it happens, I'll make
Okay.
sure I turn everything off for me when you're doing the meditation.
Yeah, it's like you're on the moon. Shane.
A small step for man, a giant leap for mankind, or whatever it is. Sorry,
Yep.
to jack that. Okay,
So-
exposure lock. Okay.
That was our proof. That was it. We brought proof. Yeah, home. Yay.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you, Jon. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Shiny.
And it's cool what your hands look like, but pretty creepy.
Yeah, I know.
The bones. I know what you were saying though in the Power of 8 when we were live. How you're like, when it's bones, it's gonna scare you. But
I got bones. I see bones, guys, and then okay, I don't see anything. It's great. I love it. I'm invisible. It's like,
Right.
oh, that's cool.
Just don't make me a skeleton.
Don't make me a skeleton. But that's our training from Halloween. So
Yeah.
I've been conditioned to go, ooh, when I see my skeleton. And the orbs and the interdimensional beings are probably like, what?
Yeah.
What's wrong with a few bones floating around? Why is being invisible less scary than
Yeah.
seeing your actual bones, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always think the same thing. It's like, you see a skull and shit, that's evil, and I'm like, we do all have one of those under our skin, right?
And then you see those orbs float around us, and some of them look like skulls, and they're probably just mimicking us.
Right.
Like, well, why would that scare people? We're conditioned. We are trained from childhood to fear the human skeleton. How weird is that?
Yeah.
And it's part of us. It's part of me.
The whole skull and crossbones thing,
Yeah, well, that's a whole political secret society thing.
Well,
too.
no, I meant on the yuck stickers. To let you know that it's scary, dangerous, deadly. The skull and crossbones.
Pirates used it to scare people, didn't they?
Yeah. Here comes the skeleton makers. Better watch
Yeah,
out.
the skeleton makers. But you know what? It's our body. It's a part of us. So we should be okay with it.
Yeah.
So if this is training for the event or the shift, hey, you'll get past the bony part. So don't freak out.
That's going to be pretty freaky if I look in the mirror and I see a skeleton.
We only saw skeleton bones on our hands, but not our faces. Our faces just phased out. Maybe they know that already. Maybe they know, do it fast. Don't scare them with just a skeleton face. But Shiny Roberts, did you know that your ankles were phasing out? Because we sure didn't. She's in the chat tonight.
Yeah, she's there. Totally agree. Hello, Shane and Eileen. Let's see if I miss anything. My Skies 5D. What is up, Mike?
Hey, Mike. So, Shiny, if you send me your email, I'll email you all these photos that I pulled out of Jon's video, and we'll drop a link to Jon Binnie's raw, unedited footage, because that's where it all came from.
Yeah.
You can all go in, and you can all slow it down. I played it in slow-mo today, and you could see things phasing in and out, and you could see the plasma moving, but you have to watch 20 minutes of it at 25% speed. That's a little bit boring for a show.
Yeah.
But well worth it for you to go in to his footage and then play the plasma dancing at 25% speed, because you'll catch all kinds of things happening.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I just hadn't got around to it yet.
Yeah.
So, did we have any topics for tonight?
No? Is there anything related to what we're talking about? Like maybe moving up, if we're meant to move up, or if we choose to move up to another dimension, that we do it easily and happily and without fear? Maybe that?
Yeah.
Because we can't be scared by miraculous things. Just because they're different to what we've been taught and told shouldn't provoke fear.
Right. So something along the lines of, say, like opening our eyes more to seeing things, or
yeah, getting more comfortable with it.
Because that I think is that's greater awareness, expanded awareness. Because if you're more aware of the unseen, and you have that ability to begin to see more, because I think it's there all the time. We
it's
just gotta
always
move
there.
We got to move the fear out, though.
We just have to, when we see something different and new and magical, we just have to approach it without fear, which is exactly what we did that night, dancing in the moonlight. We didn't even have a moon, I don't think. Well, maybe we did, and it was under a cloud. but just dancing in the plasma, laughing, goofing off. Because there were 4 of us, it gave us bravery. If I was alone in the field and all these things started happening and I was turning into a skeleton, I would have run in the cabin so fast. You just
For sure. For
and I
sure. Yeah,
consider
I'm with
myself
you.
really brave. And
Right.
not so fancy Nancy's like, I'm not brave, I'm not brave. And there she is jumping into vortexes and jumping into energy fields and disappearing. I'm like, you're super brave. But Jon said the same. And Shiny's very, very brave. The others, the older ones said, because we're together, I didn't feel fear. But if I was alone, it would have been a totally different experience.
I can relate with that. Yeah. We have a way of creeping ourselves out.
Yeah.
And then some of us
Yeah.
have that whole I got to be brave for the group thing too. So
Yes. I think we were all being brave for the group and just having fun. Once
yeah.
we realized that our bodies came back, once they disappeared, they would show up again. We felt safe that we weren't going to disappear forever. And then somebody said, or will we? I think that was Jon. And he said, maybe. Oh, okay. My daughter's just leaving. He said, I said, well, at least we get to go home, back to our people here, our tribe here, and back to stop that, our families. And he's like, oh, or will we? Are we going to exit this experience on a slightly different timeline?
Right.
We'd have no way of knowing. How would
No.
we judge that?
But I think that's where the trust comes in. We have to, looking back and how far we've come, and you can tell that you've had guidance this whole time. At least hindsight, it becomes more apparent. And I think that's sort of how you move forward is to develop that trust and know that you don't have to know all the answers, right?
So I
Just
guess we
have
were
fun with it.
trusting that we would come out on the same timeline, or we were trusting that whatever timeline we came out of would be the best for all concerned. So it didn't matter.
Right.
At some point you have so much trust in life that the details don't matter because
Yeah.
you trust life.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay. All
So
right.
should we
So
do the
I'll shut my sound
meditation?
down, and yeah, I'll leave it to
The
you
only thing
to.
is I know she's going to come back in. I'm going to have to tell my daughter not
Oh,
to come back in for 15 minutes. Otherwise, those little puppies will start. Well, they're not puppies. One's like 1 year old and one's 5 years old. You can hear them crying there for her to come back in. Um, I'll just tell her don't come in for 15 minutes.
okay.
And then the dogs should settle down. They like the meditations. They tend to kind of I don't know, get relaxed during meditations. When I meditate, they often jump up on my heart chakra and just lay there and sleep while I'm meditating. Like they're sucking it in, absorbing it. Stop crying. You can't cry through a meditation. Okay. Shh. I wish I could mute me, but I can't. I know, and I got this little mocha Pomapoo who's a year old standing at the door waiting for my daughter to walk back in. Shh. No crying. Okay, guys, so if you take a nice, deep, relaxing breath in, I'll pull the mic closer. Just hold it for a few minutes to let that oxygen really circulate in your body and exhale. And when you're ready, take a nice, deep, relaxing breath in. Hold it, and this time exhale any tension anywhere in your muscles. And finally, when you're ready, don't rush. Take a third relaxing deep breath in. Let your tummy extend as you really fill up the bottom of your lungs. And exhale out any stress from the day or the week. And we're going to do the heart maths breathing. We're going to breathe in through our heart centers and exhale through the heart center. And breathe in through the heart chakra and exhale at a pace that suits you. You can go faster or slower, whatever works for you. tonight. And as you breathe in through your heart chakra, draw in a beautiful color, any color that suits you tonight, right in the here and right in the now. And exhale that color back out into your home, your room, your environment. And this time, when you draw that beautiful color in through your heart chakra, let it fill up your whole body from the inside out. And go ahead and exhale that color back out. And because it's coming from your love and universal love and God love, and we're all connected here, anybody who comes in contact with that breath and that color is also going to be healed by it. So continue to breathe in that beautiful color in and out of your heart, and go ahead and send a grounding cord down to the center of the earth. Really let it go down as far as possible. And when it reaches the center, let it just spread out, always like the roots of a tree grounding you on planet Earth or on Earth, however you want to see it, as a hologram, whatever. We're all in the same place, but we can see it differently if we like. And as you breathe in and out of your heart, let's all just imagine holding hands. Much easier now that some of us have been to a SETI. We can put a lot of faces to those hands. And okay, if you haven't been, you can just reach out and our hands are there waiting for you to join. And now that we're all connected, we can either go to a beautiful place in nature that makes us feel safe and relaxed and peaceful, or we can imagine doing something that we absolutely love, like gardening or, whatever your favorite hobbies are, making music, dancing, whatever it is that really makes you shine. Imagine doing that now. And now we're in the right state of mind, and our hearts are entrained and our minds are entrained, so we can focus together on opening up our third eye, which is our gnosis and our knowing and our seeing. Actually, it's our seeing. Gnosis usually comes from the gut, but the seeing comes from the pineal gland, the third eye, at a pace that is right for us individually, so that we see more and we know more with the gnosis that we're developing as well. That's another brain that's in our body, the gut, that instinct. So that when we see magic and when we see miracles occur around us more and more frequently, as we evolve and raise our personal vibration, our personal frequency gets higher and clearer, that we feel comfortable with it. There's no fear, there's no anxiety, and there's no mistrust. We know that either it's good for us or we think, hey, that's a little bit too much for me. I'm going to back off a little bit and develop in a different way for a while. I'm not going to open up my third eye completely. It's going to open up at a pace that completely suits you. And then we can share these things in the community and we can share them with the world, because as we experience more magic and more of the miraculous here, we actually seed the collective consciousness, the subconsciousness where fears reside, and the higher consciousness where trust and love reside. We seed it with these new experiences and thoughts and feelings that we're having. So the more comfortable we get living in a miraculous world, the more comfortable all of humanity gets living with the miraculous. They get to benefit from our experiences just like we benefit from their experiences and their thoughts and their feelings, which is why it's really good to be very picky now that you're developing a higher, more open frequency, that you pick what goes into your mind a little bit more carefully so you don't feed it with a lot of fear. So maybe that might mean giving up some of those paranormal shows where people are very scared and feeling attacked, versus what's happening in our community when we come in contact with the orbs. We feel playful. We can sense that they are friendly and they will not harm us. And in fact, the more we laugh and the more we dance and the more we sing and goof off, the more they interact with us, because maybe that makes them feel safe to interact with us. So maybe the table is really turned on developing our interactions and our sight and our hearing with other dimensions, to the fact that maybe other dimensional beings are a little bit afraid of us in 3D. So we have to make them feel safe in order to interact with us, so that we can see that the world, the universe, existence is so much more than three-dimensional bodies made up of atoms or photons or whatever they want to call it, molecules. We know that there's an energy and a life force that transcends all material, all matter. So I'm going to go silent now. So for 3 minutes, you can concentrate on raising your vibration and tuning, fine tuning your frequency, so that you develop at a pace that suits you, so that you feel comfortable and you feel safe, you feel healthy, and you feel happy while you ascend and while you spiritually grow. Now, if you wish to share this spiritual healing and this spiritual sound bath meditation, you can go ahead and send these beautiful, loving, and healthy, gentle, peaceful feelings to your loved ones, your family, your friends, your neighbors, whoever you like. You can also send it to the world now. So if you're concerned about drought, you can ask for rain there. If you're concerned about fires, you can ask for rain there. And you can kind of just send this beautiful, peaceful feeling to any part of the world right now, right here, that you feel really needs it. Maybe a war-torn region, maybe a place that has suffered pretty big earthquakes lately. you might have an area of the world that you are particularly concerned about. And from this heart coherence point, you can send love and healing anywhere in the world or to the whole world, the whole earth at once. So when you're ready, just let go of your grounding cord, let it absorb back into the center of the earth. Start to move around a bit and open your eyes. We'll see if Shane can come back without, yep, there he is. Yep, no problem.
All right, I will unmute it for everybody else. Then I didn't want to do that until I knew it wasn't, or whatever he's doing. Awesome. That was beautiful.
Oh, good. Thank you. Because I did realize that in the comments earlier, people were very concerned about the Amazon being on fire. And I thought, oh boy, I forgot that part. How can I tie that in? And I thought, well, once you're in that peaceful, loving, healing place, you can send it anywhere. You can project it. Yeah.
And then it doesn't expire like we've talked about. We don't really want to do any specific fires because once they go out, then it's sort of like we're
feeding the fire. Lynne said, in The Power of 8, that you be specific, but you don't leave it up for a year because then maybe the problem's been healed, but you're still requesting as if there is still a problem. So yeah, we can't be too specific when we're working on the whole planet, the whole world.
Yeah, because there's always a fire going on. If we need to, at some point, just pull all the videos then because we reach 5D. And there's no more fires.
Yeah, I know. You'll be like, are there any, what's going on? And you'll all be like, nothing's going on. Everything's fine. Everything's peaceful, perfect, and healthy. And then we'll go, did we shift? Did something happen while we were sleeping and we just woke up in 5D?
And people will say, it's always been that way.
Yeah. And I'll be like, okay, we timeline jumped because I remember it differently.
Right. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for a wonderful meditation. We're at an hour and 11 minutes. 1:11.
Perfect.
I love that.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks for having me on. And thank you, everybody in the chat room. I'll go back as soon as it posts and read your chat. And thanks for looking at, and Michelle's Opinions has really cool analysis of her plasma, which she caught in the table tipping ceremony.
Right. The pink picture.
Yep, and somebody, Disintegral, I think he's called, pulled it apart and looked at it layer by layer by layer. So if you want some more interesting plasma vortex photos, she's got a few videos up where she's analyzing her pink plasma.
Wow, nice. You should drop that link in there, Michelle.
Yeah, drop some links in if you like, and then we got to put a Jon Binnie link to the original footage so people can go watch it in slow-mo if they want.
Definitely. I'll definitely add that in there. Thank you, Jon, for all the great footage you captured. I think he was there like the least and got like the best footage and stuff, right?
He was there the shortest and got the best footage. I know. And thank you, Pete, for letting us use those orb photos.
And thank you. I mean, it took Jon Binnie coming all the way halfway across the earth to get these images, right?
Yep. Yep. And just remember that instead of running around saying, prove it to me, prove it to me, prove it to me, go at it like we do in this community and just be open to it and say, okay, I don't need proof. I already believe. But if you want to come and play with me and show me, that would be so much fun,
Right. Michelle, Disintegral didn't do an analysis of your pink picture. You can drop the link in.
I think he did. But I think he did it on...
Maybe she didn't see it yet.
I think he did it on her channel.
Oh, okay. She said not the pink picture yet. So.
Well, whatever pictures you've got, she gave it to somebody in the UK to analyze, and that's up on her channel.
Nice. All righty. Well, with that, I guess we'll leave it before I static you guys out again.
Maybe it's your heart energy, coming back from boom, 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 knocking your electronics out.
Maybe so. Share
Maybe.
A little love. Maybe the computer's not as accepting of the love as people are, right?
Yeah, it certainly isn't. I knock out my cell phone all the time.
All right. Well, thank you again, Eileen. Thank you guys for being here in the chat. Sorry about the sound issues. I do apologize if I blew your ears out or anything. I'll have to go back and check it out. Maybe wake you up a little bit. I don't know how bad it was. Seemed pretty bad. My
That's okay. I think I probably got the most of it in my ear, in my little earpiece. So don't worry, it's fine. We will cope with any electronics.
Right on. So lots of love and light to you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.